Come here, buddy. Oh, come here.
Andy gets him to safety and access to water. He says it appears the dog first hit by a car, then left to try and escape the sun.
So this injury by itself may not be the fatal injury, but him being stuck someplace unable to get out of the heat with this injury is.
As they walk through their Gilbert home, much of their memories now diminish to debris a few feet thick on the ground.
Be careful, sweetheart.
This story started Thanksgiving weekend when 6-year-old Declan insisted the family go for a bike ride.
This is exactly what officials are talking about when they say turn around, don't drown.
It's definitely flowing right now, pretty dang good. I was planning on crossing, but guess I'm not now. It's pretty flowing.
Thousands stopped on the side of the road and gathered at the funeral home as the limousine arrived. Many held American flags and said they wanted to honor Senator McCain one last time. They also reminisced on his legacy, remembering how he always put country ahead of partisan politics.
It was so honorable. It was lacking. It's what we're lacking today in politics, to where someone is prepared to cross the aisle or just show kindness and respect, where I think we're lacking a lot of that these days.
He was a true hero, and he just cared so much and was a great example for someone who loves the United States.
They say, you know, tell me who you walk with, and I'll tell you who you are. I was honored to walk in the shadow of Ed Pastor, and I was really proud to call him my friend.
Every Sunday when Debbie Hartley gets up,
put the coffee on that table.
Thank you.
She feeds people in need.
People look at them that they're a bunch of bums on the street, you know, and they're here for a reason.
It's hard living in the streets. It's cold out there.
Throughout the season, if there's even an inkling that we have a concussion or anything that revolves a concussion, they have to clear that test before we will release them back onto the ice. So they have to go and talk to their doctor. It could be anything from falling weird to getting hit into the boards.
Club sports don't have the same safety oversight that schools do, so it really is a team effort when it comes to keeping players safe.
Every customer gets this oversized coin, walks up to this coin receptacle, inserts it, and at that point the vending process begins.
The Happy Valley roundabouts, coupled with the 2-lane bridge, 1 lane going each direction.
Total bottleneck. Yes, it is.
Plus the rush hour backup it causes.
People that really affected is at 5 o'clock when they get off work from like the USA and stuff. It's really bad.
It's a combination people who drive in this area are happy to see go.
There's no doubt they're confusing, especially if you're not from here. You have to think quick and know exactly what lane you're going to be in. But ADOT says that's not even the reason they're being taken out.
It's one of us, okay? He got us home.
It's like meeting an old friend we haven't seen in a long time.
For this group of Vietnam veterans,
let me put everything back together now.
It's a triage of love for a machine that signaled salvation to so many.
Just mainly just dressing it up. We're going to redo the inside.
For years, this Huey helicopter has sat just inside the gates of Camp Navajo in Flagstaff, its body brittled from battle both overseas and from the harsh winters of northern Arizona.
It's been a lot of years. I have to stop and think about what I'm doing now.
But today,
I get too quick on you?
Yeah. She's getting a facelift from those who put their lives in her hands. The rhythmic thumping of its heyday, a sound that promised rescue to injured and trapped troops of the Vietnam War.
We knew when we heard the whop-whop of the blades, we had help on the way.
Now it's on its way again.
Still hurting, clean.
With these vets ripping out the interior, checking electronics, seats, and refurbishing the old bird to new glory.
They've got the battery and a few other components out of it, radios and such, but for the most part it seems like it's in pretty good shape.
And they hope to keep it that way, setting up a GoFundMe to help pay for it.
The biggest thing is, like I say, build a structure over this to protect it from the snow and the rain.
What was once a forgotten relic will soon have a new mission as a permanent fixture for those who sacrificed everything and for us to remember them.
And hopefully it's something that even the grandkids will want to see.
In Flagstaff, I'm Cameron Polam, ABC 15 Arizona.
This is a 1943 Fairchild PT-26 Mark I Cornell.
It's a World War II training plane.
There's only maybe 100 left in the world of this type.
Now it has a different purpose.
And this is for the guys that have done all of that for us.
American Airlines pilot Tony Anger has taken 275 veterans into the clouds.
Ride today is a very special ride.
His passenger, World War II veteran Gene Metcalf.
Welcome, sir. Good to have you here.
Gene had no idea about the ride, just days before his 96th birthday.
I am really so honored and surprised.
He's grateful in a way only a former prisoner of war can be.
In the evening you say, well, I hope I see the sunrise. That's your longevity.
A paratrooper in the 101st Airborne.
We accepted death.
Gene was captured by the Germans after a 1944 jump over Holland.
How long were you a prisoner of war?
Well, over 8 months.
His captor was Heinrich Himmler, the top Nazi leader who formed the SS and concentration camps.
Patton's 14th Armored came through and blew off our front gate.
Keep going up.
Oh yeah, these were for the young bucks, weren't they?
When Gene got home, he played football at USC, worked for Disney, was an art teacher and a rancher, and he's called Arizona home for 30 years now. Gene never thought he'd be here.
I never used to land in them. I've been up in more planes than I landed in.
It was only 20 minutes in the air.
I feel like I'm about 40 years old.
But in that little yellow plane, 1943 came rushing back.
What did it feel like to be in this aircraft?
Memories. It's all about memories.